If you're training your arms as hard as you can, they're still not growing, you're probably making one of these 5 mistakes. Let me show you how to fix those. Mistake number 1, you're training them too heavy. So we've all been taught, especially me when I was younger, you got to train everything 6 to 8 reps to failure. Well, I've seen after about 22 years of doing this, arms don't respond to 6 to 8 reps. They respond to 10 to 15 reps. Now, you still want to go to failure, but everything should be a little higher reps, a little more volume, and you got to squeeze and control those weights. So a lot of people tend to want to do this. They tend to go too heavy, and they're just swinging, and they're not really working. They're just too heavy where the biceps aren't really working. When in reality, what you should be doing is squeezing, under control. Everything's under control. Squeezing, under control. Squeeze, squeeze. My biceps are doing 95% of that work. Everything's under control. So don't go so heavy you don't even feel the weight working. You don't want to go heavy for the sake of going heavy. Arms need a little more volume and a little more control than all the other body parts. Mistake number 2, bad form. And this applies to every body part you train, but especially arms, as when you train arms, people tend to want to, again, pick too heavy of a weight and let the rest of their body get involved. So let me show you what I mean on a tricep movement. So I'm showing you on a tricep movement, but just know this applies to biceps, triceps, everything in general, but mainly for arms. So what people want to do, they pick too heavy a weight and they're here, they're just swinging it down. So all I'm really doing here is I'm weightlifting. I'm lifting weight. I'm not isolating my triceps or anything. So instead, tighten up that form. So if I was doing this movement, triceps are locked in, push and separate, coming up under control. So my triceps now, again, just like those biceps before this one, they're doing 95% of the work here. So I may not use as much weight, but again, I'm not a weightlifter, I'm a bodybuilder. I want to target the muscle and get it to respond. We're not just trying to lift weights for the sake of lifting weights. So tighten up your form, isolate that muscle. Reason number 3, you're not prioritizing your arm training, meaning you're training them after chest or back or shoulders. They're an afterthought almost. So a lot of what's popular nowadays is push-pull legs, which I've done before and does work, but when you don't have an actual arm day, you're not really prioritizing your arms. So if that's you, I would say train all your other body parts separate and give arms their own training day where you can really go to town on them instead of just doing 40 minutes of chest, being exhausted and go, oh, I'll do a couple sets of push downs, cable crushers, whatever it may be, and this has been an afterthought. Give them their own day where you can go heavy with good form and get them to grow. So what you can also do if you really want to prioritize them is give them a couple sets after chest and back, and then give them their own separate day as well. And that's going to give you a little more volume peppered out throughout the week. All right, guys, if you liked the video so far and you want to find out how to grow other stubborn body parts, subscribe to my channel. I have tons of more videos just like this on how to grow other body parts. Mistake number 4 you're probably making is you're not getting a pump. I don't care what people say that you don't need a pump to grow. Those people have probably never tried getting a pump. When you have all that blood flowing in those muscles, it just sends signals to your brain to stimulate new muscle growth. It goes along with everything else. Time under tension, mechanical tension, all those factors play in with getting a pump for optimal muscle growth. So one of the best ways to get a pump I found without even having to think about it is just to superset your biceps and your triceps. And when you do that, you're gonna have a lot of blood here and a lot of blood in that bicep, and that's gonna just force a lot of overall volume into that arm total. So what you can do is just a set of maybe some push downs here, good tight form. So this would be set number 1 of your push down. Maybe you go 10 to 15, and then you're just walking over to do a cable curl right here. So you're just supersetting biceps and triceps. So this would be set number 1 of my biceps. So again, I'm getting blood in the biceps and the tris. So that arm overall has a ton of volume in it, a ton of blood in it. So that whole 45-hour workout you're doing, your arms are just gonna be flush full of blood. So there should be no problem getting a pump in your arms if you train them like that. The last mistake almost goes opposite of the mistake we talked about earlier, which is not prioritizing your arms. Mistake number 5 is almost prioritizing them too much, meaning you're doing 2 full arm days and you're training biceps at your back and chest. So you're almost doing too much for arms. You're doing too much volume and they're not getting enough time to recover, or you're doing too much weight or too much jump volume. There's a lot of different ways you can overtrain arms. So your arms are only going to grow when they have enough time to recover. So if you are going to prioritize them, like I talked about earlier, make sure there's enough days in between, so at least 24 to 36 hours between when you actually touch those arms again for them to recover. Otherwise, your joints are going to get sore, your muscles are actually going to look, your biceps and triceps are actually going to look smaller because they're overtrained, and you're going to get no arm growth if you train them too much. All right, so to wrap it up, train arms with a little more volume, train them a little more frequently, use good form, get a pump, and don't overtrain them. You follow those 5 simple steps, I call it, because it's pretty simple once you get it down. You follow those 5 simple steps, 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, and I promise you your arms are gonna be an inch bigger. If you like this video, guys, and you wanna see more, subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay swole.